Hi guys, Scott here from Perry Public Library with the Your Cup of Tea series. Today I want to show you how to load the Libby app onto your phone or tablet or mobile device. You use Libby to load ebooks and audiobooks to your device so that you can read or listen to them anytime you want to, anywhere, without the need for internet or Wi-Fi. You'd never pay late fees, which is a cool part of this. I love that. It's not for the computer. That's Overdrive, which is actually the parent company of Libby. Here are 4 top benefits of using Libby. Number 1, it's best used when you have no access to the internet because everything is downloaded onto your device and you don't have to worry about it. Number 2, it's easy to navigate, it's easy to add books, easy to return books, so it's very easy to use. User-friendly, you might want to say. 3, it keeps bookmarks day to day and can keep track of the books that you've read. Number 4, it has a wish list that you can create for checking out books at a later date if you wish to do so. And then a 5th thing, though, to keep in mind, not every single library book is available from on Libby app. Just those that are on the electronic format. However, there are thousands of both ebooks and audiobooks that are available. All right, let's look at this close up. And the first thing we're going to do is find your app store or Play Store or wherever you go to download apps. Now we're looking at an iPad right here, so let's look for the App Store, and that's going to be on page 1 or 2. I'm not really. Here's page 1. I actually see it right in the middle. It's a blue square with an A on it, and it's about just about in the center, kind of upper center. So I'm going to tap that, and it brings up my App Store. Now, if you have another device that doesn't have App Store, you may have Play Store if it's an Android or something other than that, but you'll know what you're looking for usually. Okay, here I am on the App Store on iPad. At the very, very bottom of the screen, it says Today, Games, Apps, Arcade, Search. It's all kind of in gray. I'm going to tap on the Search button, and Search has a little magnifying glass, that circle with the line, that's a magnifying glass. Anytime you see that anywhere on any computer, tablet, telephone, it always means search universally. So I tap that, and at the very top of the page now comes up the search bar. See that long gray bar in the middle? So I'm going to tap there, and I'm just going to type in the word Libby because the keyboard has come up, L-I-B. And I don't even get that far, and all of a sudden it's saying, hey, do you mean Libby? Do you mean Libby by Overdrive, Libby Library? All of these options is trying to anticipate where I'm going. So I'm just going to tap, Libby, that's what I want. So I just tap the top one. And what we're looking for is the one at the very top right hand, Libby by Overdrive. It has a little burgundy square with the girl's head reading a book, which is kind of cute. And just to the right of that square is a cloud with a down arrow. Now that means I'm going to download that app onto this device. Download is always indicated by an arrow that's pointing down to a line or coming out of a cloud or something like that. And again, just kind of universally, anytime you want to download something, you're looking for an arrow that goes down. And it's kind of one of those obvious things that we don't really think about. I tap that and you get a little circle scrolling around, and in just a second, there you see it got thicker. The circle got thicker all the way around, and a lot of times it'll put a check mark in the middle of it. In this case, it just put a square and jumped right over to the open button, meaning that it is downloaded onto my device here. Now, anytime that you download something, it really shouldn't take more than about 30 or 40 seconds, maybe a minute. If you get into a minute and a half, 2 minutes waiting for something to download, something's probably wrong. You want to just back out of that and start over again. Usually it should just take literally about 60 seconds or less to download something onto your device. If it's more than that, it's going to tell you, and as it downloads, it's going to give you sort of an estimate of time that it's going to take. Anyway, for apps like this, shouldn't take very long. I'm going to tap open, and wait for a second and see what happens. Poof, there we go. So we have the little Libby opening welcome. It says, welcome, thousands of public libraries offer ebooks, audiobooks for free because they come from your library. First question, do you have a library card? Well, hopefully you do, because that's why we're here downloading Libby, so we can use a library card to make use of these library ebooks and audiobooks. So I'm going to say yes, and then the next screen comes up and it says 3 things. If you have a Libby on another device, you can simply copy that over. What that means is, like I have Libby also on my telephone, so because I have that account available there, I can actually copy that over to here. I'm not going to. That's probably not going to be your case necessarily. If you have that, then you probably wouldn't be watching this particular recording. Second one says, otherwise you can look up your library by name or location, which is what we're going to do in a second. Third one says, of course, there's an easy way. Shall I guess your library? Well, that only works if you're actually in the library or in the proximity of the library that you want to use. So you'd have to be here at Perry Public Library, which is where we're doing this recording from. We're going to do the middle one where it says, I'll search for a library. I'm just going to tap on that, and it brings up the box that says library name, city, or zip. So I'm going to type in there. And I'm just going to start typing Perry, P-E-R-R-Y, and you see it starts bringing up all of these different options for the word Perry. In fact, as the top one says CleveNet Perry, next one says Tennessee Reads Perry Community Public Library, and then Perry Public Library, Pioneer Library System. Below that, E-Incorporated or E-Inc Library, Perry. See, there's a lot of Perrys all over the place. There's even one I hear in France. But anyway, what we're looking for is CleveNet, which is the network of Cleveland libraries, like 45 some libraries, maybe more than that. And it even says Perry Public Library, 3753 Main, Perry, Ohio. That's exactly where we're at, and that's the one that we want to use. So I'm going to tap that. That's what you want to look for. A lot of times people from our library confuse that. They're looking for Perry Public Library and don't realize that we have to click on CleveNet to make this work. All right, this says let's add a library card for CleveNet, enter the account details, or skip this step, or don't have a library card. Again, we want to have a library card. We don't want to skip this step because this is what allows us access to Libby. So I'm going to say enter library account details. Hopefully you have your library card memorized because you use it so much, right? Okay, so that's kind of a joke, but it is kind of handy to have your number memorized. And I put in the number. I'm going to hit next, and then it asks for the PIN number beneath that. PIN number from our library is typically the last 4 digits of your telephone number. So I'll enter that. And before I forget, up at the top, or right before that, the library card number, a lot of times you'll have like a letter, like A100, 190, something or other, but there will be a letter leading all the digits. Don't put in that letter. All this is asking for is the digit. So if there's a letter of the alphabet, leave that out. All right, back to PIN numbers again. PIN number is going to be, as I say, the last 4 digits of your phone number. If you're watching this from another library than Perry Public Library or the CleveNet system, you may have a different PIN number, and if so, you would know what that is. All right, and then we're just going to type sign in, click, and we'll wait while it contacts my library systems. Now, if you did everything right, if I did things right, it brings up a little library card here that shows my library number, tells me a little bit of information about my account, which because I have an account, I have information on here that says I have 4 of 20 loans, holds 3 of 999. You can put up to 999 loans with Libby. Isn't that cool? All right, I can rename the card. I can rename it Scott if I wanted to, or whatever. But I'm just going to click next, and this is the home page of the Libby app. CleveNet is right in the middle, stands for the Network of Cleveland Libraries. Fact is, CleveNet is a consortium of 45 library systems across 12 counties with 12 million items and approximately 1 million customers in Northeast Ohio. CleveNet allows you access to the vast collections of every participating library, and that's really cool. So we're going to go into showing you how to actually access these books and download them onto your device so that you can read them or listen to them in a second recording a little bit later on. But first, though, I want to make sure that we understand that once we're here, you can also go back to your home page and access Libby at any time. Once you go through this whole process that you've just come through, you should not have to do it again. So I'm just going to go back home, and I'm going to look for Libby. As it happens, she is at the bottom line. If you look at clear at the bottom where the settings are and the mail and App Store and all that, third in from the right at the very bottom of the screen, you can see the Libby app icon sitting there, and I can just tap on that. Or if I scroll, let's see here, on page 2, it's the last icon on page 2. So I tap on that, and poof, I'm back at CleveNet. So that's how you download Libby into your device. Hopefully you won't have any problems. If you do, please give me a call, Scott at 440-239-3300 here at Perry Public Library, or if you need to stop by, we'd be glad to help you with that. Check in with me again in the Your Cup of Tea series, and the next one we're going to do is how to check out a book in Libby. So I will see you soon.